a WhatsApp message coming here. Now let's have a look. I don't know who it's from. Let's play this WhatsApp message for you and see what's happened.
Hello, Mark. John Ashe with an E from Basingstoke here. Although I'm not in Basingstoke at the moment. I'm at Ludlow Castle, and it's hot. I can't get in the shade anywhere, and I've lost my wife. Just thought I needed to speak to a friend for a minute. Getting quite perplexed and hot and bothered. Anyway, speak to you soon, Mark. Great show.
Well, there we go. That was John Ashe, who's one of our regular callers calling in there. Okay. Well, thanks for using a WhatsApp facility there, John. Another WhatsApp message. Let's see what this is.
Standing next to a model of a dragon here. At least it must be a model, mustn't it? Anyway, ironically, this is the coolest place I can find. You'd think it would be breathing fire at me, but no, this is nice and shadowy here. And still can't find my wife, though.
I think it's John Ashe.
Oh, well.
Yes.
I'm running now because I think I've just seen her through one of those little holes, or little doorways. Don't want to miss her.
Well, okay, so John Ashe there sending us some WhatsApp messages. Just got another WhatsApp from... Right, good, it's from John Ashe. Okay, let's play it and see what he says.
Useless. Couldn't find her. Why would anybody live in one of these things? It says in the notes that people used to live here. I can't believe it because you'd never find anybody. It's absolutely ridiculous. You'd never know where your wife was, children, or if you need to go and get something to eat, you'd never know where the shop was. I don't know. It's a useless place. It really is, and it's so hot. I can't bear it. I've got some water here, but it's doing my head in, Mark. It's doing my head in.
Now, just had some more WhatsApp messages from John Ashe here. Now, John Ashe, let me see if I can play you these. See if he's found his wife.
I don't know, Mark. You pay to go into these places, and then it just says "keep out." Construction site, keep out. That's nice, isn't it? Stupid as well. How's anybody supposed to get in there to do any building? Stupid. Really stupid, Mark. Stupid. Right, now get a load of this, right? The round chapel, dated to the 12th century, this little gem of Norman architecture is one of the very few circular naves to survive in Britain. Well, so they say. You know, you're supposed to believe that. And then it carries on, right, dedicated to St. Mary Magdalene. It originally had a square chancel with a polygonal apse, the foundations of which can still be seen. The roof line of the chapel is visible on the nave wall. Right, so it originally had a square chancel with a polygonal apse, but you can only see the foundations. Well, what's the good in that? Paid good money to come in here, and all I can see is some foundations and it would have had this and it would have had that. I don't know, I'm just too hot. I can't appreciate things like that today, Mark. I just can't cope.
Oh dear, well that doesn't sound much fun, does it, John? Right, well, before we do birthdays, it's 10 to 4, and we've got John Ashe here. John Ashe normally phones up. He's one of our regular listeners, but he's been sending us some WhatsApp messages. So let's see. He sent us 3 here. Let's play them all and see how he is.
And then it goes on, look, it says about some time when things changed, and it's.
I think
the roof was probably.
I think he's talking about the apps, isn't he?
This time, probably. Well, you could say probably anything, couldn't you? You know, probably, or maybe they sold ice creams from here in the 12th century. You know, you can say probably anything, can't you? Yeah, I'm beginning to cheer up a bit now. I'm in the shade. It's not quite so bad now. Still a very, very hot day. Now, while I'm sitting here, I'm musing a bit, and over there are some picnic benches, and they're underneath 2 rather pointy sort of marquees, mini marquees, both white. And it's occurred to me that if you were in space and you were looking down on those would look quite rude, actually. They're right next to each other, and there are lots of people underneath, you know, having drinks and things, but from space you wouldn't see that. You'd just see these rude things. So I'm not sure how appropriate that is, but, you know, I'm quite enjoying it, really.
Well, John's actually sent me a photograph of the tents, and they're sort of 2 white pointy things, and I suppose I see what he means. Right, well, I hope you're all right there, John. Not too hot. I hope you found your wife by now. Now, we had some more WhatsApp messages from, guess who? John Ashe. This time I thought, why don't we, I don't want him to take over the programme, so why don't we play a little bit of underlying music? We'll have a bit of Philip Glass and Koina Skatsi playing underneath and see if that will make it a bit livelier. Here we go. Right, there we go. That's Koina Skatsi. Let's listen to John Ashe and see what's occurring with John Ashe today.
Actually, now I've been in the shade here for a few minutes, probably about 5 minutes. I feel a lot better, I have to say. It's not a bad place, not bad. And it's a nice big area here, nice green picnic benches. Be great for pogo sticking. Unfortunately, I've not brought my pogo stick, which is a bit remiss of me. It was all my stilts, but it would be good here. And mind you, it'd probably be too hot for that. I'm under this huge tree at the moment, and I couldn't have my stilts there. Yeah, so it's not all bad. I'm just giving this message to say that I'm not enjoying all of it. So there's some good in the day. There's my wife. She's just waving at me. Now she's in one of those slitty windows where you shoot arrows from. I mean, where you could shoot at, well, what I mean is where people used to shoot arrows from. Well, I'm told, when I read about it, it said that people, actually, no, it didn't here, did it? No, I mean, I've read about it in other castles, you know, the descriptions that you get when you walk around other castles, and it's talked about slitty windows like that, and said that in the past, people used to defend the castle by shooting arrows out of slitty windows. I guess, you know, when there were enemies there and stuff, to shoot those enemies and stop them coming in. So she was just, and there's a window, like a slitty window there, like that, and she was there. She's gone. Oh, she's gone. I was waving at her. I'm going to go and find her again now.
Oh no! Oh dear! Oh dear! Well, I thought John Ashe should have. Well, okay. Well, John Ashe, if you're out there listening, I hope you get hold of your wife. Surprise, surprise! We have more WhatsApp messages. Could this be John Ashe? Let's find out. What I'll do is. There's 3 of them here, so I'll play them in one go, and we'll find out what's happening to John Ashe. Here we go.
Just so that you could be sure, that I could be sure that you knew what I was talking about, because I wasn't sure how clear I was in my description there. That was where my wife was, and she was looking out, and she's gone. But I'm not venturing across there because it's really, really hot at the moment, so I'll have to see if I can see any of the other slitty windows. I also didn't want to have a misunderstanding with you that arrows were the only thing that you can shoot out of slitty windows. I mean, the only reason why I said that was because when I was looking at the information, not here, but at other castles, it only talked about arrows through slitty windows. But I expect you could probably shoot an arquebus if they had those at the time. And for, I don't know whether you know, arquebuses, is that right? Can you say arquebuses? Sounds right to me. And like early guns, aren't they, where they used to put gunpowder in, and then they used to put a ball bearing in after they put the gunpowder in, and then they would light a fuse, and then they'd aim the arquebus in the right direction through the slitty window, in the case that I'm talking about, and then it would go bang, and it would shoot the little ball bearing out towards the enemy. So I'm not trying to say it's just arrows. It could probably be arquebuses, and maybe other things as well. What's those things where you've got an arrow and you pull a trigger? Those things as well. Could be, couldn't it, Mark? Great quantities of stone and great quantities of cement and great quantities of earth here where the grass is growing. I think they must have had some sort of quantity surveyor back in the day, because there are really big, precise quantities that would have needed to be calculated to get this right. And to think it's standing here after all these years, well, not all of it, actually. Quite a bit of it's not here anymore, but the bits that are standing, the few bits that are standing, just to think of it after all these years, those few bits that are still standing, those bits anyway, those bits were must have been really well made with the right quantities. So my sitting here as a retired quantity surveyor is quite interesting, really.
Now, surprise, surprise, I have asked lots of people, I've asked all my listeners out there to send in messages and WhatsApp, and We've still got John Ashe here. John Ashe is still contacting us, regular listener to this programme. So what I'll do is I might play a little TV theme under the next couple of WhatsApp messages. And this theme is, of course, well, see if you recognise it. Right, it's the mustachioed Tom Selleck in Magnum P.I. All right, John, let's hear what you've got to say. It's John Ashe here, John Ashe from Basingstoke.
Right, well, we're in a cafe at the moment. My wife's just gone off to the loo. It gives me a chance to speak to you again, Mark. As I say, not all a bad experience. Nice cream tea, English breakfast tea there, very nice. Nice scone, jam, cream, all very nice. But you knew there was a but coming. When we started, we were outside and we were plagued by wasps straight away. I mean, it's go on holiday, if it's nice weather, you get plagued by wasps. Why did God invent wasps? I don't know. So it always gets me that. I asked our vicar once, and he just stared at me like I was insane. I said to him, why did God invent wasps? Just stared at me. There we go. Oh, another thing, been into the little shop here, and they're selling something called dragon's eggs. And it's just crystals, you know, they've been sort of smoothed over. You can tell they've been smoothed over so they look egg-shaped. Dragon's eggs. They're nonsense, they're crystals. There's no way dragon's eggs used to look like that. They would look sort of horny and things, you know, sort of green or something like that.
Well, thanks, John, for that. John Ashe there from Basingstoke, although I don't think he's in Basingstoke at the moment, talking about dragon's eggs.
Oh, hello, Mark. Just thought I'd let you know that things are improving now, later in the afternoon, and, it's not quite so hot, and we found some shade. And you're not going to believe this, but we're at, now we found a Greek cafe. Have you ever heard of a Greek cafe? I've never heard of a Greek cafe. But there's only one thing that's a little bit not quite right about it, is I've come outside really because I've got to rest my feet a bit because I've got these Crocs, and you've probably never heard of this before, but these Crocs, and I kid you not, they are lined. They're furry Crocs inside, and that's great. I've been using them as slippers for quite a bit of time. But in the summer, and in this heat, they're a bit smelly. They are really smelly, and I'm sitting in there at the moment waiting for the food. I've got my feet underneath the table, and they're really hot. So I thought, well, I'll move my feet out of the Crocs. I can smell them. Seriously, I can smell them. So I've come outside and taken them off in the hope they'll cool down and I can walk in with them off. Anyway, apart from that, everything's fine. So speak to you a little bit later.
Well, thanks, John. John Ashe there from Basingstoke, talking about his smelly Crocs. Now, looking at my WhatsApp here, would you believe it? We've had a WhatsApp from John Ashe. Let's play them now.
Just a quick one, Mark. We've come into a shop here out of the sun, and there's a rather interesting food blender here that I'm just watching an advert about. And it's called, it's a food processor, and it looks like it could be quite safe and effective, actually. Chop, mix, and puree food. Knives and graters, messy blenders, gadgets with lots of parts, thing of the past. Just come outside of that shop, Mark, and it had a hand sanitizer gel, and it was really good because it just said on it, cleans your hands. That's all you need to know, isn't it? You don't need all the details about whether it's killing off viruses or killing off bacteria or what the percentages are and things like that. It just said, cleans your hands. Top notch, that was. Oh, now, mind you, my experience is tarnished because I've just put my foot on a piece of chewing gum out here. And of course, in the heat, that's the van going past, that was. In the heat, it's all sticky. So it's got on the bottom of my Croc, my smelly Croc. And then I started dancing around, to try and get rid of it. And then this lady went past and thought I was insane because I was doing this dance to try and get rid of the chewing gum. They're so antisocial. People who drop chewing gum don't think they're going to do that, make people dance when ladies walk past, do they? It's just, oh well, I'll have to try and forget about it.
Yeah, while Glenn Miller is playing his stuff, would you believe I've had more WhatsApp messages from John Ashe. John, John, you can stop now. Right, let me play a couple more. John Ashe, regular listener of ours from Basingstoke. Right, let me put him here on his WhatsApp message and see what he's talking about here.
Oh, it has gone hot again though, Mark, I have to say. Good job I've got some water here. It's lovely scenery though. Lovely. Yep, lovely water, trees. Although there is one tree that I never appreciate it. It's a monkey puzzle tree over there. Totally incongruous, doesn't look at all English. What's it called, a monkey puzzle? It's got nothing to do with monkeys. It's got nothing to do with puzzles. Never understood that. But the person who named it that should serve time. I'm standing outside a shop. It's a toy shop, and they've got this chalked board outside with a quote that purports to be by George Bernard Shaw, and it goes, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Well, that's not true, is it? It's just not true.
Well, thanks, John. Well, there we are. This is ABBA's new one, and guess what? We've got John Ashe on the line again. Okay, let's play John Ashe.
I don't know, Mark. What are people like? You go into shops, and then you get into conversation about your grandkids, and then people always have to say things like, oh, yes, they're all the same, I know, ha, 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 nod and a wink and all that. Getting fed up with everybody does that in every shop. And I'm feeling like saying, well, my daughter's got a wooden leg and a flat cap and she plays the harmonica. Oh, yeah, they're all the same, aren't they, I'll try it, I think. What do you think, Mark? Should I try it?
I don't know, John. It's up to you.
Right, well, this is great, isn't it? I've just lost my wife again.
Oh, no.
We had a bit of an argument, really, because I was on the top of the Iron Bridge, and I said, well, I suppose it's been up since MD CCL XX1X, but some days it's got to fall down, so why couldn't it be today? And she said I was stupid, and she walked off. Now I can't find her anywhere.
Oh, John, no.
Hot, and I'm bothered again.
Yeah.
Oh, it was supposed to be really nice here, and it's beginning to turn the corner and become something. Oh, there she is. There she is. I'll catch up with her now. Oh, there you are. I thought I'd lost you. Hello, Mark. End of the day.
All right.
Just arrived back in Basingstoke, and all's well, except for some of the plants could do with a bit more water. And sorry not to be able to speak to you in person today, but that's, well, I know you're a person, and I'm a person, so I am speaking to you in person. But you know what I mean? I'm not speaking to you live. Oh, I know you're alive and I'm alive, but I'm not in the flesh.
No, exactly. No.
I suppose we both have flesh. Well, I mean, it's you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say you don't exist or something. Well, maybe none of us exist. I don't know. I mean, I used to think about studying philosophy when I was a young man, but I turned to quantity surveying because philosophy was all about qualities, and I liked quantities, so I turned to that instead. Anyway, sorry, I digress. It's a shame not to be one-to-one, and anyway, hopefully do that again next week. So all's well here, and I just thought I'd end by saying that I'd like, if it's possible, if you could play for me Paul Hardcastle's 19, or as I often call it, 19. So I used to dance to that one. Well, it's not exactly as a young man. I was probably about 25, something like that by then, but I did used to dance to it because there was this small room at the offices where I was training, and I was very small, but you could go in there and I could put my Walkman on and do a bit of dancing to that. So I did that one. I didn't want anyone to know about that by the age of 25. But anyway, that's what I used to do, and I used to enjoy that a lot. So if you could play that one, that would be great. And so could I have a shout out, please, to Maud this week? Anyway, great show, Mark. Always enjoy it. Bye. Speak to you next time.
Well, there we go. That was John Ashe. Gosh, he's certainly been very prolific with his WhatsApp messages there. Well, John, if you're listening, here is Paul Hardcastle and 19.
In 1965.
Darren's Valley's radio station.